Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another vlog. I hope some of you guys saw the vlog for yesterday. It was related to putting some epoxy floors on my garage for my Dodge Challenger. And today we're gonna do vlog number 2 and see all the work that's required. So today we're gonna open up the package. We're gonna tell you what's inside the epoxy box so you guys get familiarized with it if you're planning on doing this also for your garage. It looks weird looking at my ride back there. She stayed there overnight for the first time. I felt very uncomfortable going to sleep last night, actually leaving the car outside, but it's okay, it's not for long. So again, we're gonna go ahead and open up the epoxy box. I'll show you guys what's inside the box and kind of the next steps. Yesterday I did a thorough cleaning of the floors and a thorough cleaning again. And then today is phase 2, and again it's actually putting the etching. We're gonna put some more water, some more cleaning, and then we allow it to completely dry out. Once it's completely dry out, which I'm thinking is gonna take about 48 hours, maybe 72 hours to completely dry out, we'll then start the epoxy application on the floors. And of course, I'll videotape everything. So if you guys are thinking about doing that yourselves. So again, give me a thumbs up and a like. And make sure you subscribe to the channel as there's more content to come. And we'll kind of just go from there. Let me show you guys a closer view of the ride. She is right there. She's sitting outside. She does not like being outside at all. She's super domesticated. So again, thorough cleaning was done yesterday on the garage. As you guys can see, it's kind of drying out there right now. Most, if not all, the oil stains are completely gone, which is good. But you guys can see it still needs to dry out. So this has been about a day, maybe 24 hours, and there's still a lot of wet spots. That lets me know that after I do the etching today, which is going to require more water, it's going to take at least 48 to 72 hours for it to completely dry out. So I'm anticipating this job to be done by this Sunday. I think today is April the 17th, 2020, if I'm not mistaken. So again, I'm thinking by this Sunday, I'll be able to get it all done. And I'll keep you guys, again, posted as I go through this journey. It's a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but you know, depending on the size of your garage, you're gonna get quotes around $1,500 to up to $3,000 for a job like this. And I've spent around $300 so far in supply, and of course a lot of elbow grease to get it to where I want it to be. So let me open up the box and show you what's contained inside of it, and we'll just kind of go from there. And again, she does not like being outside. I don't like her being outside either. So let me show you what's inside the box. All right, so I bought 4 boxes, as you guys can see, and here's all the stuff. What you're gonna notice is each one of these boxes contains the decorative colored chips. I did notice, if I'm not mistaken, that these chips are different than the ones that are in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get all the chips, including that one, put it all in a big bucket and just mix it all up so there's not a differentiator in the type of chips that are here. So what's contained in this, again, I bought it at Home Depot, $71. Let me open one of these up real quick so you guys can see. So here are the chips. You guys can see they're slightly a little bit different than these. These have more flakes that are shiny compared to this one. So again, I'm gonna blend them all together. And so what's included, you have that. This is called the etching, which is, you mixed it in with water. And again, it's almost like an acid, and it's designed to remove all the impurities from your concrete and let the epoxy stick to the ground. So this, you gotta do this. This is part of the process. So you get this as well. You get an instruction booklet. And then you get the actual product itself. Let me see if I'm able to get it out here without. Yeah, here we go. And what you'll notice with the product, you have your B solution, right? And what you do is you mix it all together. And what'll happen is when you bunch it all together, you gotta make sure you really, I think they say 3 minutes. where you really want to mix it all together. And this is the stuff that you'll ultimately spread with a roller on the garage floors. So that's kind of where we're at. Again, what the next step we're gonna do and what you're gonna see on the video is gonna be the etching, which is this right here. Once that's done, we're gonna allow about 72 hours to pass, and then we're gonna apply the epoxy with some rollers, and we'll go from there. All right, one more thing to add, guys, I forgot to mention. I opened it up completely, and again, each bag contains this, but if you guys can notice, there's two bags here that come in the product. So you have the B and you have the A. And what you want to do is you want to apply pressure here, which is going to ultimately open up this seal and make this A product fall into the B product when you press it down. And what it does, it creates a chemical reaction between both products. That's what creates the epoxy to do what it needs to do and allow it to stick on the floor. So again, it's a chemical reaction that happens between those both. The key again is when you push this stuff into here is that you shake this up inside the bag for around 3 to 5 minutes. You want it to be completely and thoroughly shaken before you actually start applying the product. Again, we won't get to this because we have to do the etching first. Allow it to dry and then we'll start applying the epoxy on the floors. All right? All right, what I did right now, guys, is I went ahead and mixed all the little bags together. And you guys can see it's now all similar. Again, I had, each one of these comes with its own bag, but I bought an extra bag because I want to add extra. But it was different, so I made sure it was completely mixed up. So that's what I'll be using to add the you want to give it that little pop on the floors before they're finished. All right, so it's open. We get this little packet and we put it in here. Pretty straightforward. Make sure it's all in there. All right. Then what we do is we mix it with some water. I want to make sure the product is thoroughly mixed in. All right, now we want to wet the whole floor. Again, this is going to be the area we're going to be doing first. This whole area needs to be wet. You want to wet it before you apply the etching. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the etching in there now, and I'm going to scrape it with my broom, right? Thoroughly, the whole thing, everything right here needs to be scraped with that broom after you apply this. So let's start the application. And again, just kind of like an acid, you might almost see some kind of level of steam coming out of it, which is normal. After we apply, we're going to let it sit for about 3 minutes. Let the etching do its job. You don't have to do all the extra job. Let it do its job for you. And then we'll start the scraping with the broom in a bit. You guys can hear that? It's almost like a whistling noise happening. You might actually see a little bit of smoke kind of popping up. It's a very strong smell, guys, by the way. So again, we're waiting about 3 minutes. And what I'm gonna do after 3 minutes, I'm gonna use this broom, I'm gonna scrape this down like real hard. And then I'm gonna rinse it off completely. Rinse it off completely, and ultimately this entire garage is gonna be done like that, the same process. Nothing's changing. Making sense? Good. All right, guys, so it's been sitting for about 3 minutes, which again, you want it to do its job right now. Now we're gonna be scraping the whole floor thoroughly, completely. You want the edging to really sink into the floors. So there you go again. You apply water first. You mix the bag with 2 gallons of water. You apply it, let it sit for 3 minutes. And then you scrape it with a broom or another object that you have maybe that works better than a broom. And once you do that, you gotta rinse it all out. And that's the way you do the whole garage. So again, it's a good workout if you're looking for a workout. All right, guys, so this portion's done. Man, I'm telling you, you think you have this entirely, you know, I've washed this so many times, and you think you have it so clean until you add the edge, and you see all kind of stuff just buckle up, and the water turns extremely brown. So that piece is done right there, and now I'm working on this piece, and I don't know if you can hear it, but again, it's making like a hissing sound. So now I'm working on this side over here and getting this done, but this side's already done. And when I say done, it's done with the etching. I'm still gonna go back again one more time and rinse it off, maybe 2 or 3 more times. The key is to get all that acid out of the concrete once you've done the etching. All right, stay tuned. All right, so again, I've applied the etching, I've scraped the entire floor, I've rinsed it 1 time, and I'm about to go ahead and rinse it again. And maybe even a 3rd time, and then I'm gonna let it dry for 72 hours, and then I'm gonna apply the epoxy. So far, it's turning out well, man. I mean, it's not that hard for some of you guys that are trying to try it yourself. It's some elbow grease, and you're gonna sweat a little bit, but if you're not scared of those things, again, you can save you a couple of grand by doing this yourself. So again, it's been thoroughly cleaned, pressure washed, rinsed several times, etching's applied, that's done. We're gonna allow it to dry for 3 days, and then come back over here and start applying the epoxy. We'll start at the very back and come ourselves all the way to the front. You don't wanna start in the front and end at the back, and then you're trapped over there. You have to step on epoxy. So you always wanna start from the rear of the home, or the garage, sorry, and then come all the way back. All right, so the next time you guys see this is I'm gonna be applying the epoxy, and then I'll probably end up doing a finish view of it, so stay tuned.